Okay, so check these out. This is the second type, and they're just a little bit different. I still see a something squared, but it's not just x. It's x plus 1 in parentheses or an x minus 9 in parentheses. But what you have to realize is that in order to get to the x in the parentheses, we've got to get rid of the squared term first. So we are going to take the square root of both sides first here. And this squared and this square root undo each other because they're inverses. And x plus 1, the stuff that's in the parentheses, is going to come down and out of the parentheses. And on this side, I have to do plus or minus because it's a square root, and square root of 25 is 5. At this stage, we are going to split this into two different solutions. So we are going to take and we are going to have a plus 5 and we are going to have a minus 5. So basically, what we're going to do is have x plus 1 equals positive 5 and then x plus 1 equaling negative 5. And we're going to solve each of these mini equations for x. When I subtract 1 over here, I'm going to get x equals 4. In this case, I have to subtract 1 over here, and I'm going to get negative 5 minus 1 is negative 6. So one of the things that people always think is that when you have a plus or minus, then that's just going to make these answers opposite, but that's not true. You have to make sure that you're setting your equation equal to each of these answers so that you can solve correctly. Let's take a look at number 4. Number 4 is our other example, except this time we've got an x minus 9 and a 42. We're still going to take the square root of both sides first. And when I take the square root of a squared term, whatever's underneath is going to pop out. So we're going to end up with x minus 9 equals plus or minus. And the square root of 42 is not a perfect square. I actually need to go ahead and figure out what that is. And I'm going to round that to 6.48. So I have x minus 9 equals plus or minus 6.48. From here, I'm going to have two different routes to take. I'm going to have a positive 6.48 as an answer, and I'm going to have a negative 6.48 as an answer. So that when I go to solve this, let me shift this over a little bit. I will have x minus 9, that part doesn't change, equaling a positive 6.48. And then I'll have an x minus 9 equals a negative 6.48. And again, what we're going to do to solve for this is we're going to add 9 to this side. And this is going to give us 15.48 as a solution. And when I add 9 to this side, oh, you're my dog. I'm just doing some math right here. I get 2.52. And those are your solutions for x.